Hello, English learners. Today, we're going to have another exciting lesson on idioms, particularly idioms about animals. And no, these aren't going to be idioms that nobody uses, old idioms that nobody says anymore. They're going to be very relevant idioms about animals that you can add to your daily vocabulary. So if learning a few animal idioms is something up your alley, keep watching. So our first idiom is a wolf in sheep's clothing. A wolf in sheep's clothing. A wolf in sheep's clothing describes a person who seems friendly or trustworthy, but really isn't. Or perhaps they're even dangerous. So let's think of the example of a salesperson. Okay? The salesperson might look friendly or act trustworthy, but they are not. They might claim that they are selling you this amazing product, but in actuality, it's a horrible product. You will buy this product and it'll end up not working the next day. And the salesperson knew this when they sold it to you. They are a wolf in sheep's clothing. Right? The sheep is very friendly and cute, but this wolf is very big and bad. Okay, and our next idiom is like a lamb to the slaughter. Like a lamb to the slaughter. This describes a way of approaching a situation in a naive or hopeless way without knowing its dangers or repercussions. So maybe you're in university and you sign up for a class that you think is going to be very easy, but you soon discover that it's not easy at all. You're studying all night. You're getting so much anxiety before your tests. You kind of took on that class like a lamb to the slaughter. You didn't know how difficult it would be. You didn't know the repercussions of your actions. And our next idiom is birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. And it means people with similar characteristics or interests tend to associate with one another. So maybe you and your friend group have similar backgrounds. I like to think about high school, where all the jocks, all the nerds, all the cheerleaders, all the people in the drama club, they would all sit with one another. They would hang out with each other after school. And that is because birds of a feather flock together. People that have similar interests tend to form groups. And our next idiom is to be in the lion's den. So to be in the lion's den is to be in a scary or very uncomfortable situation. Let's say a politician is in an interview and the interviewer is asking him or her a bunch of difficult questions about their life, about policies, whatever. And that politician is sweating, he's stumbling over his words, right? That politician probably feels like he's in the lion's den under a lot of pressure. And our next idiom is a bull in a china shop. A bull in a china shop. And this describes a person who is clumsy or maybe careless in the way he or she handles situations. So I like you to think of a bull. It's big. It's aggressive. And in a china shop, you have very precious items made of glass, right? And you don't want an animal like a bull in your china shop, or another example of a bull in a china shop, can be a toddler at an art exhibit. Toddlers do not value art. They don't know the art's worth. So they might touch on priceless paintings, they might knock over a sculpture. Toddlers are like bulls in china shops, not very careful. And then we have this idiom, every dog has its day. Every dog has its day. And this means every person will have a time in his or her life when they will be happy or when they will succeed. So, for example, your friend at work didn't get the promotion that he wanted, but that's okay, right? You can tell him every dog has its day, meaning there might be a time in the future where you will succeed, when you will possibly get that promotion. Has anyone ever told you that they wish they could just be a fly on the wall? I know I've said it many times. A fly on the wall is a passive observer to a situation or perhaps a conversation. So I like to think back to, let's say, middle school, and one of your friends or classmates gets called to the principal's office, right? And you want to know why. You wish you could be a fly on the wall in that office. You want to know why your classmate was called to the principal's office. You don't really want to take part in the conversation. You just want to kind of listen in. And our next idiom is a fish out of water. A fish out of water. A fish out of water describes a person who is in an unfamiliar or uncomfortable situation. So maybe this could happen if you are in a new job and you don't know how to perform the tasks required by the job. You might feel a little nervous. You might feel out of your element. Another good phrase to use. Or you might feel like a fish out of water. You're uncomfortable because you don't know how anything works at this new job. And our last animal idiom is when pigs fly. When pigs fly. And this is used to express that something is never gonna happen. So for instance, if you ask me a question like, Taylor, are you ever going to move to Antarctica? I would surely tell you, yeah, when pigs fly, meaning absolutely not. Okay, English learners, so that was the end of our video on some animal idioms. It was pretty short, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you use these idioms in your daily lives. So, until next time.